Yo, make sure we stream it live. The sound sounds good. Get the stream pulled up. And I'll be back 11 o'clock exactly. Welcome, welcome, welcome to AB3 Anime. You guys know how this is. I give it a second and then we start getting into all the crazy stuff that we missed for the week. Luckily, we charged the camera battery for this week's stream. Last week's stream just died on us. So we got a full battery. We should be good for the whole stream. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome to AB3 Anime. We have quite stuff to go over. I'm not going to start late because we do got a lot of shit to talk about. Excuse me as I clear my voice. First of all, Anime Expo actually has news for us. This is good. This lets us know that convention stuff is progressing like it should, which also means we may get a lot of announcements earlier than we have been, which is really cool because then people will be able to like make the decision if they want to go sooner or later. So, May Cafe tickets go on sale February 13th, of course, the day before Valentine's Day. I don't know how that works. I guess they see it as like a gift you can get somebody for Valentine's Day. Now, you guys know how I feel about maid cafes. While I know they look dope in animes, that is not necessarily the case. I mean, maid cafes are pretty basic, but I respect those who do enjoy maid cafes. So if you want a girl to make you an omelet or you want to sit down and get some sushi, this is it. Now, I would highly, highly not recommend. And I said not. Don't do maid cafe after dark. It's not what you think it is. Okay? What you think is happening, it's not happening. Right? It's just not. So if you want to do maid cafe, do the regular one. If you want to do maid cafe after dark, it's not what you think it is. I would suggest doing it. Let's see. AMV competition for those of you guys who are artists and decided that you want to do something like this. The AMV competition is up and running. So if you want to submit to this, I don't know how long this takes. A lot of people last year were trying to figure out like how long it takes to get an answer of like if your video is picked. I don't know. It takes a while, though. I do know that we were in June and people were still trying to figure out if their video was selected for the AMV competition. So that's kind of where we stand with that. Just a heads up if you guys decide you want to do that. Yo, what's up, Miracle? Starting at Anime Expo 2025. This is the welcome ceremony. Okay, when it comes to the welcome ceremony, is it cool? Yes. Is it amazing? It's cool. Is it something I would get in line for? The answer is no. The only reason I'm saying no is normally by the time we all finally get into the building, you have two options. You can go stand in line for the opening ceremony stuff, or try to find your way to line up where you can get in line for the exhibit hall, entertainment hall, artist alley. There's so many things to get in line for that I personally don't get in line and then watch the opening ceremony, but it is cool. Like, respect it. It's really good as traditional drums and stuff. If those of you guys are into it, matter of fact, I'll show you kind of what it looks like. if you're into this is last year's opening ceremony. I know somebody's got let's go here. Turn this volume down a little bit. This is what the opening ceremony looks like. A lot of traditional drum playing. If this is the kind of thing you like, mm, personally speaking, did he only videotape that one corner? There we go. Let's skip forward a little bit. Oh, they're playing the drums while people are trying to go inside. So he didn't get like the people steps and talking and stuff. Okay. No one else I think has a real opening ceremony video. It's the ending ceremony. All right, cool. But again, it's the more traditional thing. If you want to see some like Japanese traditional music being played on the drums, then cool, go for it. The manga lounge. This is where Ro hangs out. Okay. So it is a very chill place where literally you could just go and just read manga. That's it. You ain't got to worry about nothing else. If you like it, you just go in this little area, you hang out, you read manga, and just chill. And that's just what it is. There's nothing special, nothing extra about it. Hmm, If I'm not mistaken, there's easily over 1,000 volumes there, maybe 10,000, but there's just tons of stuff to read. And I think we're back to the normal stuff. Yeah, that's all stuff we read last time, so we don't have to read any of that. This right here, though, okay, so you guys want to know how to get exclusives in the exhibit hall. Oh, you never been? Oh, you hang out in the quiet room. Okay, okay. So there's a manga lounge, which is separate from the quiet room. I got the two mixed up. So the quiet room is a separate area where it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just chill and quiet. Okay, that's exactly what it is. Now, for those of you guys who like exclusive figures, you want exclusive T-shirts. Excuse me, guys. You want T-shirts, you want figures, you want um, posters, exclusive things you can't get. Follow the companies that follow Anime Expo. Follow Bandai. Follow Jujutsu Kaisen. Follow Kodansha. Follow Crunchyroll. They literally right before the convention will list all of the stuff they have coming as exclusives for the con. They will literally list we have this figure. They're right next to each other. The manga lounge disrupts the quiet room. They will literally list all their exclusives on their X page. So you know what they have, you know how many of them they have, and you're able to get those. Now, so that was it for that, honestly. Excuse me. I'm not sick, but my allergies are like beating my ass this week. Now we're going to go and actually get through all these damn Reddit questions we missed. There were so many. There's so many we missed. We're gonna go down and come back up. That way I know I got them all because I did not realize how many we missed the other day. I think I'm on regular Reddit. We don't want that. I don't even know what Archive is. All right, here we go. Let's get to the bottom. We're gonna work our way backwards and make sure we got all this stuff. We read that experience thing. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Need to go. We need to go further down, actually. Here we go. Okay. Let's get into these questions. We're going to be working our way backwards. So, first thing is, we don't have to worry about the disability things. I can't answer con questions with disabilities because I don't have any, so it's kind of insensitive of me to try to tell you how it would be. I don't know. Especially with something like narcolepsy, I have no idea. And I can't really answer that question because I don't want to be rude or give out bad information. So we're going to go to the next question. Has anyone received any new information on email? I'm ready, but I'm freaking out because I haven't gotten any new mails saying nothing but tickets on sale soon. Last email I got was Steam reveal. Wow, this person must have like really not been paying attention because tickets and hotels went on sale like yeah, yeah, they were way behind. So sorry, homie. Uh, Follow the AB3 Anime YouTube channel. We will definitely get that answer for you. Here we go. Anyone know how to transfer tickets? Yes, you have to go onto your ShowClicks account. You have to scroll to the name on the ticket, and then you can change the name on the ticket to the person you want to transfer it to, and change the email address. But you have to do all those things in the ShowClicks account. Hotel and ShowClicks confirmation number. Hey, can anyone help me? Trying to get a hotel. Do we need ShowClicks confirmation for buying tickets for Anime Expo to get a hotel? Yes. You have to attach the what up to Chaz? You have to attach the ShowClicks number to your reservation. Copy and paste it so that you get your room. So, cosplaying with weapon, without a weapon. So, I think I'm cosplaying, but I'm having second thoughts just because of sword. Capable of making it, but it just sounds like a hassle carrying around all day. Would it be too weird if I admitted it? No, there are tons of people who cosplay the characters and leave the weapons at home for the sole purpose of being able to walk around the convention center and not carry it. I don't think you guys have a concept of how big the convention center is. It's massive. It is a very big room. There's a lot of walking. Okay. There's a lot of walking from end to end. When you get in these rooms, there's so many people, you're constantly bumping into them with props. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend don't bring a large prop to walk around the room with if you don't have to. A lot of large props you see people carrying, they do them for their photos in the main area at the bottom, but you don't actually see them typically carry it into the exhibit hall. It'll be even bigger after 2028. Yeah, literally, it's going to be bigger after 2028, which is something we're going to talk about today because I don't know if you guys saw, but there is some news on the convention center updates and renovation. There is some news on that. We're going to get into that today as well. Um, who's ready for badges? Did we go the wrong way? Is this not in order by newest? Let's check because it should be. Hate when they do that. They do that shit all the time. Hit it with a passion. Let's get back to where we were. Every single time. Thank you. Anime Expo, booking a hotel. I see Anime Expo official site. The conference direct is the official housing provider. I'm on their site, but it looks more like a third party facilitator for vendors in the site. Wish to book hotel rooms as a guest to customer. You are wrong. It is, you have to go to AX's site. Conference Direct is hosting the AX housing blocks. So you book on the Conference Direct website, you book your room there. Problem is, these rooms are gone. Okay. Like, I don't think anyone's really looked. I know we looked the other day on our end, but bro, the rooms are gone. So I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news for a lot of you people who are still trying to make hotel reservations. The days for Anime Expo are like almost sold out, if not mistaken. You're gonna have to pretty much, if you just book the con nights, I think there was 3 hotels that you could book if you just booked the con nights. One, oh wait, we're gonna hit show available. So if you hit show available, it shows you the hotels with the days that you have. One, two, three, four. Those are the only 4 hotels you can book for the con dates. That's it. There's so if this is all you're seeing, that's the actual booking. There's nothing left. There are 4 hotels that you could book for the convention dates. So I hate to say it, but that's it is what it is. I think I remember mentioning building an Esau. We used to be more prepared every year. Yeah, you gotta be. Sorry. I don't know GA bigger in 28. That sounds incredible. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be massive. So they're doing all these renovations, but we're gonna get into that today. There is updates on that today. So we're gonna get into that as we get through these questions. How do people find the end of the line on day one? You literally keep walking until you're the last person. Nah. So there used to be way harder to find the end of the line. Um, when you were going as a general attendee, and there was only the one entrance because the line would like loop and turn and like bend and split. So it was hard to find the actual end of the line. Now, because there's so many different entrances, it's so much easier to find the end of the line because everyone's split. The lines are now singled so that you just walk to the end of one of the lines. So there are going to be 5 entrances this year still, we hope, and you'll be able to find it a lot easier. How do I give my friends their tickets? You have to go on show clicks. When you scroll to the bottom, there'll be your confirmation, your name on each individual ticket. You have to change that name to your friend and change that email address to your friend. But you have to do it on show clicks. Where can I get a hotel reservation? Currently looking at anime, but I see nothing here yet. There's something else I need to go. I have to register my ID. Is this the right thing? You got the hook book now, but yeah, you're on the right site. Unfortunately, again, it's just you guys have when Anime Expo announced their ticket sale dates. You guys see me stress on this channel how important it is get your ticket and be there to get your hotel. It's because of this situation. You have people who are now, this is 9 days ago. So this is literally like right after we all booked hotels on the channel. There are people who are still trying to get hotel rooms, but they're gone. That's what happens, unfortunately, this time of year. They just sell out. Um, Same thing. My girlfriend bought our tickets and says transfer buttons. We read that one already. We read the show clicks one already. Got my booking for the USD hotels. Now my first choice is 1.8 business mile. I'll take it considering how stressful this hotel booking was. Respect it, fam. The hotel booking was trash this year. We all know that. There's no debating that situation. The hotel booking was bad. Going first to X, where to park. You park over by the hospital, according to Abraham. He ain't in here right now, but you that's where you park at, is where Abraham says, over by the hospital. Um, Nah, there's a bunch of parking garages next to the convention center. They do run you like $30 though, so just remember that. There are parking garages next to the hotels though. You may have better luck parking outside of certain areas and then riding the metro into downtown. I don't know. Shout out to the people on the channel from LA. Maybe they can explain that a little bit better in the comments, but maybe you park further out and then metro in. That's, that's an option as well. How are people booking JW for your residence? I've been trying for years, ready to go for the link drops. So being thousands behind on a line within seconds was wild. I can't argue that. So the hotel block, for you guys who do not know, if this is your first time on our channel and it's your first time trying to figure out if you want to go to Anime Expo, normally the hotel block is a free for all. You pretty much hit refresh, you go in, you put your dates in. If you get lucky enough to snatch up a hotel room, then you got lucky. And it was always that kind of system. Basically, you know, think of hungry, hungry hippos in this bitch, okay? Everybody's just trying to grab something, right? That's just really what it is. This year though, Anime Expo got the bright idea. We're going to put the hotel booking as a queue, which made everything so much crazier because now everyone booking hotel rooms, if you're number 3,000, you're fucked. You just are. Because that means 3,000 hotel rooms are going to be gone before you get a single shot. And because of this, JW Courtyard residents are three of the most sought after hotels. Because there was a queue this year, the first 800 people got to directly go straight to these hotels and book them without any problem. And that's kind of what happened. Me myself, I can't complain because I was able to book a room, but I can say it does suck for a lot of other people. Parking spaces in and around the convention center, it's in the rising price, but I think LA does it for 20. But you need to get there in time. If not, there's a Athena parking by LA Live and a few Joes around the area. So you guys see that? We're gonna pin that message, and we're gonna also pin. Can we pin this one too? Or we can only pin one. Nope, we can only pin the one. So we're gonna pin that one. That one's the big one. So we're gonna let people know that. So that message is now pinned. But the hotel thing was just wild. Dude, it was just crazy. I don't know what else to say. The hotel thing was crazy. Can I just say hotel block stresses me out. Secured my bag. Still now trying to figure out what to pack this year. Yo, I pack for trips early too, but like packing for a convention this early is like wild. I don't even know what socks I'm wearing tomorrow, fam. You talking about packing that? I have no idea. Um, respect though. Have you already packing a suitcase now? 13-year-old badge check. Does anyone check if attendees with 13 and under badge are actually 13 under? Ah, no, we read that already. Let's get back up to. Okay, so now we're gonna go back up. Some places in at 5 and they charge more. Dang. The city life be real, man. I live where if you park, you don't even pay for parking anywhere where I'm at. But when you do have to pay for parking, which is very, very rare, the price doesn't change. You just pay one price and you're just there. We don't really have events where you have to pay for parking, unfortunately. Now we're gonna go up, guys, because we've read a lot of these questions already. We now have to get back to um things we haven't. We've seen that. We already did that. We did the volunteer question. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start here. Every year, I always realize I could have done better with my convention ship, so that I don't forget I'm buying a portable seat pouch. We were literally just talking about the little portable stool in this area. I was talking to somebody about the portable stool today because that was cool. I'm not gonna lie. I walked by and this dude was playing on his Nintendo Switch and he had this little pop out stool that he was carrying. I ain't gonna lie. That was a solid pickup. It was a solid pickup. I've seen those online. They're not expensive at all. So that's a good buy. This is my first time staying in a hotel block and sharing a room with another person. I booked the room using my credit card information and put the other person as a second guest. Flights being as they are with delays seemingly inevitable, we don't know which one of us will arrive first to check in. Does the check-in process look much different than non-convention bookings? The check-in process is literally the same. If your name is on the hotel reservation, you have to check yourself in. Now, I don't know if because the way it is you put the person down as a guest, I can respect that. But if you put the reservation under your name, they're gonna want to look at your ID to do everything. So, or you could call the hotel, I guess, on the phone with them. And, be careful with portable seats. I heard they can be confiscated. Are they confiscating them because they're like weapons? Because I could see that happening because of the way they fold out. They're just hard plastic. I don't think you guys realize how strict AX is when it comes to like the weapons policy thing. Anything that can be considered dangerous can be like shut down immediately. Um, when you check into any hotel, no matter whose name is on the reservation, the main person's name on the reservation, like I can have a reservation and then put Eric down as a guest in the room, but my name is on the reservation mainly. So I have to show my ID to check us in because the reservation's under my name. That doesn't mean I can't call the hotel and say, hey, I'm still coming. My brother is going to check us in. There is a possibility you can do that, but you would have to talk to the hotel directly. Here's the problem. We don't get our hotel reservations transferred over till after April. We're talking about May or June when our hotel reservations are actually going to be at the actual hotel. So you got a while before you can actually ask them. I'm not sure, but they made TikToks of them and people were saying they were getting taken by security. So maybe the little portable stool is not a good idea. I think they don't want people setting them up and sitting anywhere they want. This is true because I sat down on against the wall where 18,000 other people was, and I was definitely asked to move off the wall while I was sitting. So it could definitely happen. Looking to go AX with a friend this year. Is it too late? Exactly what Tyler said. This will be my friends, my first time going. Wonder if it's too late to book places, etc. Anybody's welcome. You can book hotels still, but they're further out. Tickets you can easily get. If you guys want to be, there's a chance you could find a room closer. Check the AX Discord, check the AX Reddit for people looking for roommates, and possibly you guys can get closer. But if you want your own hotel room, as of right now, you have to book further out. And also, if you want to book outside the convention block, which is a possibility, it's going to be fairly expensive. So, like, no joke, it's going to be expensive. I am from Asia country and quite interested to go overseas and try out cons. I have a question about the convention in North America. Is there any cosplayer go as both artists, cosplayer go as booth artists that sell their own photo prints and fan service? Is it not allowed? Um, so because AX has guest that they do have fan booths and fan photos and stuff. Can't even let her brother take a seat in a corner. Yeah. Because AX has so many cosplay guests, I don't think you're allowed to just do it yourself. And I can tell you that as someone who has their own booth at a lot of conventions, one of the things I do know is I can't just have a cosplayer there and they're selling their own headshots and stuff too, because what happens is um, that's like double booking a booth. And a lot of vendors and a lot of artists alley, we get specific instructions saying we cannot double book a booth. And if we have someone else selling other things than what we told them we were going to sell at the booth, you can get in trouble. Like if I told someone I'm selling anime bags and I then have someone selling pictures of themselves beside me, it can be a problem. So I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that. I do know that the Artist Alley and the Vendor Hall are both pretty full for Anime Expo, so I don't think anybody's getting that situated. But I'm not gonna say a booth artist couldn't do that. It would be something that you would definitely want to do an Artist Alley. But at the same time, I don't know. It would definitely be something you'd have to submit the application and see if they approve that. Pretty much excited and hyped for this year. Let's hear it. It's literally just people going, yes, I'm excited. Yeah, just people being excited. Respect, respect. Okay, let's see. Has anyone bought a third person in the Freehand hotel before? Me and my friend have a hotel on the Freehand. Ray Exxon was wondering if anyone stayed there and managed to get away with sneaking a third or fourth person in. So once you check into your hotel room, they stop paying attention after that. They go on to the next guest. So if you have another third or fourth person in there, you'll be able to get them up the elevator relatively easy. It's when you start going for number five, six, and seven that things get difficult. But that third or fourth person, they're barely even paying attention. Especially if you booked a double room, they're not looking. This is what we needed to get into. This is an official article about the convention center expansion. Now, we all know that the expansion is taking place because of the Olympics. But what also happened, unfortunately, was all the fires in LA. That has actually affected the convention schedule. We kind of talked about this a little where we thought that the fires may delay some of this, but apparently it is legit expected to delay this process. Um, Faced with the enormous task of rebuilding after the Pasadena fires, Los Angeles city officials can no longer oversee a major expansion of downtown convention center in time for the 2028 Olympic Games. So basically, LA was going to do they were going to oversee the expansion of the convention because as cool as AX is, it ain't the Olympics. The Olympics is like it's literally the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like, so they were really looking forward to expanding this convention center. But the fires, that's no longer feasible after January 7th fire, was called 350 million in damage to streets, centers, libraries, infrastructures, houses. This is like was really a lot of damage. Um, Before the fires, they were already tight on schedule for getting the 2028 expansion done. And after the fires, it's become impossible for them to have that expansion done by 2028. I don't know what that means because right now they're going to have a vote or discussion to see if they should still do the remodel or if they're going to have to just adjust and use the space they have. It's not like they won't still do an expansion eventually. They're just saying right now they will also be focusing on upgrading our public transportation, mainly the subway rail line. So, like the chat says, there are other things that they had already prioritized, and then these fires happened, and it kind of threw the entire schedule off. So, realistically, they're doing what's the smartest thing they can. They're like, hey, we can probably do XYZ, but as for this full expansion, we can't. We won't be able to get it done in time. So they're trying to figure out what they will be able to get done. For us, that means one of two possibilities. One, they're not going to be doing any expanding while we're at Anime Expo. The type of damage they're going to have to deal with currently because of fires is going to take a while. The transportation upgrades are going to take a while because they wanted to make sure they get that so that when all these people flood to the town for the Olympics, everyone can move around smoothly. So that's a priority, as well as addressing the fires that just happened. That's a priority. With the amount of money these cost, I mean, the convention center itself was what 50. It's a $50 million project. So a lot of that money that they were going to go ahead and start throwing at the convention center, they need to put towards fixing some of these damages. Um, so right now, everything's kind of been placed on hold until they can figure out a strategic plan of action. 'Cause honestly, the convention center being worked on is kind of out the window. They're not going to do that. But we don't know how that affects us. I don't know if that means that. I think people need to understand the way this is supposed to work is they have a deadline, and if you've worked in construction or worked in any kind of hard labor, there are different permits and different checkoffs that have to be met by certain dates. They have to do stuff with the concrete in certain temperatures to make sure it seals perfectly. But then they have to have that checked over before they can move to the next step. Like the foreman, the building inspector has to approve that before they can go to the next step. They have to inspect the electricity before they go to the next step. There's steps in this before they're able to move on to different things. And everything has been pushed so far off schedule that they just know there's no way they can make the schedule. So I don't know if that means they're going to just take what they have currently and just accept that this is what we have and we're going to have to make the best of it and throw money at fixing things around it. I don't know. What if they just held AX 2028 on another holiday weekend? So I don't think it's AX is the problem with this one because AX 2028, by the time AX comes around, I don't know if Summer Olympics will be in full swing a lot. And I'm just being real. I don't know. AX will already be over. So what up, Yuki? AX will already have taken place by the time this happens. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if AX moves the date up so that they can have that time to do what they need to do. But I don't know. What is this? Look at the 2028 Summer Olympic venues. It's just not the way it's going to be right now, though. I mean, this is the crypto arena, and the convention center and stuff, but it is what it is currently. There's nothing they're going to be able to do right now to get this situated. Um, and that's the problem. Um, so Major Karen Bass and the city council have the ultimate authority to decide whether to go forward with the expansion of the convention center, which is in line to host the Olympics events such as table tennis and fencing. The project's next step are scheduled for discussion on Tuesday by the Economic Development Committee. Call out the three-page memo summing up the situation. Also plan to give leaders serious options for upgrading facilities short term and long term next month. I wonder if this three-page memo is here and we can read it. It is here. Let's go. All right. So This is a memo that this guy put together as like, hey, here's the options that they wanted to go with. The target completion date of May 2028 established to accommodate the LA Convention Center for the Olympics, while the selection of the sports in 2028 was not dependent on expansion, would only make use of its existing square footage. See, determined. Yeah, we know that part. They want to expand. Progress to date. The parties have engaged in numerous meetings daily, and a rigorous undertaking could not have been possible without diligent. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get to the stuff we know about. Okay. Progress to the. However, the complexity of the project made achieving key milestones very difficult, specifically negotiation with parties. We don't need that. Subcontractors. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. On January 7, 2025, the city and surrounding areas began to experience windstorms leading to a catastrophic wildfires. Recovery efforts, devastating fires will require full attention from the city staff across multiple departments, who will provide assistance and relative to the crisis and displacement support, permitting and construction of new structures, including the broad range of city infrastructure and public buildings that serve as residents and essential activities to serve area residents and activities. All right, so here are the options at the moment. Assistant documentation through negotiations and technical analysts in the city remains to be completed before the final turns. The work remaining, considering ongoing recovery efforts related to the wildfire, cannot be completed by the time available to ensure the completion of the LA expansion project before the 2028 games. Consensually, a pause in the project is warranted to reevaluate options and opportunities for expanding the convention center. Expansion options. These are the options the one of the person recommended. Expansion and moderation of the LA Convention Center remains a city economic development priority. At this point, it is necessary to pause the existing negotiations to evaluate options moving forward with the endpoint, evaluate the technical status. Given the current conditions with the return to subsequent report, 30 days to include options to address. Okay, so they were giving themselves a month to figure out a new expansion plan. Maybe Memorial Day weekend in May. I don't think Memorial Day weekend is a bad idea. I do think it overlaps with other big cons because I think there are other cons that weekend. First of all, what is Memorial Weekend? Let's see. No, we're talking about in 2028, right? Well, let's just do this year. We'll just do this year to see what else is during that time. So that's May 26th. So that's that weekend. So basically, they're taking the next month to figure out exactly how they're going to move forward with the expansion, if they're going to move forward with the expansion, or if they're going to make adjustments to it. So right now, all the construction and stuff that we were anticipating seeing has been paused, and we don't know if it's coming off of that. They may legit cancel everything, and we won't have to deal with any kind of construction at all. Now, here's the plus to that: if we don't have to worry about the construction stuff, that means Anime Expo could probably still use all the space they were going to lose and may actually expand vendors or add more artist alley space back in. These are kind of the options that may take place. All right, so this is basically Memorial Weekend here. So these are the cons that kind of take place during the same time, even though like Anime Expo is like head and shoulders above a lot of these. But to a lot of people, they go to their closer cons because it's a little cheaper, and that's what you just do. The biggest one I see on this list personally is GalaxyCon Richmond and let's see, GalaxyCon Richmond might be the biggest one on that list so far. The rest of these aren't even close. I mean, New Mexico. Yeah. All right. So maybe Rose right. Maybe if they move it, they have two AX chibis, one at the beginning of the year, one at the end. So the only reason I would suggest against that rule is because I just did a convention called Anime Town Greenville, and a lot of these cons are finding out very quickly that doing two conventions in the same year, while you do get money from ticket sales, your vendors aren't making money. And because your vendors aren't making money, they're not coming. So Anime Town Greenville literally had to take an entire year off of doing cons. Like they did cons in 2023, but they did one in the beginning of the year that did really well. Then they did one towards the end of the year that no one made any money because they had already done one con there already. And the next year, they didn't do 2024, they didn't do a con at all because of the fact that these people lost so much money with that second con and they were all like threatening not to come back. Because they were threatening not to come back, they changed it so that there was only one con a year. So I don't know about doing it too. Because as we saw before, AX Chibi was having trouble selling tickets. Like AX Chibi was still having trouble selling tickets. They had hotels still weren't booked. Like no one's flying in for that. So it's like it was a problem. Um, I do think your Memorial Day idea is a good idea though, because nothing else seems to be happening then. And right now, that not that AX needs like the competition, but like, ooh, you know what? Was I looking at the wrong month? I may have been because this is a different list. Okay. So, Anime Expo does not want to deal with Memorial Day, and I'm gonna tell you why. Um, GalaxyCon Oklahoma is in that same range of dates. Anime North is in that same range of dates. Anime Boston is in that same range of dates. Animazement is in that same date. MomoCon, Fanime is in that same range of date. MizuCon, uh, and I just saw one. DreamCon is in that. There are too many major Fan Expo Dallas. So between the 23rd and June 1st, that's your Memorial Day week. You Anime Expo don't want no parts of that week. And not because Anime Expo isn't Anime Expo, but because they're going to lose a lot of the crowd they normally have. Because of the fact that these other cons are big enough that they would draw like a lot of people from Boston fly in for Anime Expo because of the time of year it is. But if Anime Boston is happening the same weekend as Anime Expo, I'm gonna go to Anime Boston. If you're in Texas and DreamCon is happening the same time as Anime Expo, they're gonna go to DreamCon because first of all, DreamCon is getting huge. People are really, really enjoying DreamCon. It is getting really big. Um, so DreamCon is they're not gonna they don't want no parts of Boston, Anime Boston. They don't want no parts of DreamCon. Animazement in Raleigh draws 50 to 60,000 people. They don't want that problem at all. People fly in internationally from Canada and stuff too. They don't want no parts of Anime North. Um, Fanime is huge in San Jose, so that's nice size. Pasadena Comic Con's got a nice amount of people. Trenton Comic Con's probably gonna have a nice amount of people. Um, Colossal Con is happening. There's Fan Expo Dallas is massive. There are too many big cons that Memorial Week. So, nah, I wouldn't move it to Memorial. I mean, who is Anime's Expo competition for those dates? You have Anime Expo and who? Like, there are no big cons even before Anime Expo. Wow, when's the last big con before Anime Expo? OMG Con? Maybe? Anime Fest Orlando? Huh? Is it MetroCon? GameCon? There's not a lot of big cons before Anime Expo, and if you look at the weekend, normally there's a bunch of other cons during the same week. There's one, two, three, four, five during the same weekend as Anime Expo, and I promise you, this one will probably draw people, but it's overseas in France. This one is in Denver, Colorado. Unfortunately, as much as people like Fan Expo Denver is not Fan Expo Texas or LA or Houston. It's different. It's not going to draw the crowd. So Anime Expo actually doesn't really have real competition during their con. So that's probably why they keep it there. Honestly, it's a good setup. But if they move that con up here with these, nah, nah. You talking about splitting the crowd? It'd be like looking at the Anime Expo schedule all over again. That's just rough. Anyone else hope food would be 20 it would be cheaper this year? I remember how the average price per person was 20-ish a meal every time. Try 30 last year, fam. It was almost $30 a meal last time for everybody. Like that's crazy. And I don't think it'll get any better. I mean, food costs more. Since food costs more, people are going to be charging more for food. There's no other real way to explain it. Shout out to my camera batteries for being charged finally. Um, there's no other way to explain it. Food costs more. Since food costs more, we're going to end up paying more for food in LA this year. It's 100%. Honestly, I'd get your flights as soon as possible. I think we're planning on getting ours like after the next con I do, because flights are gonna go up too. They're not going down. You see all this stuff happening with planes and stuff? Nah. Families who attend AX, how did your family get into anime? Honestly, I just showed my kid anime. I was watching anime. He liked it. Might just have to chill and stack extra money for AX 2029 if the change is underwhelming or inconvenient. I ain't mad at that, bro. Maybe we'll pick somewhere. Hey, bro, you trying to go to Japan Expo in 2029? We'll plan a whole AB3 anime vlog trip of Japan Expo in France 2029. Well, we all gonna have to learn how to speak French in this bitch, cause they don't play that over there. They don't. Like when you're in France, they want you to speak French. It is not a game. Good places to eat while at AX. Smash Burger, Brazilian Steakhouse, tons of food trucks. The fruit cup things on the outside of the vendors. Stay away from the hot dogs; they will kill you. Don't fuck with the hot dogs. But yeah, there's a ton of food places to check out. But try to stay in downtown LA. Like I know there's some places on the map like further out. Stay in downtown if you can. Like stay within walking distance. There's no need to spend the extra to go elsewhere. Spend that extra money on t-shirts and figures. I'm just being real. Going to AX alone, yeah, they can find somebody. This is what happens. All you have to do is say, I'm going by myself. I also joined. So the Discord is primarily mixed with people in California because Anime Expo is a California based convention. Like, I don't think people realize that sometimes. Like, Anime Expo, and worldwide as it is, it's a California convention. So the Discord, the Reddit, filled with California people. My YouTube channel, a bunch of my subscribers are California people. This is why you guys are up right now. You guys are talking to me and messaging. That's cool. You guys are like wide awake. It's like 9 o'clock where you are, bro. It's about to be midnight. Like it's way different. Um, they're gonna think you're the locals anyway. That's what I thought about me. That's what they thought about me. got around with just English, but people were stunned I wasn't French speaker. Sorry, we can get through it. We can pretend. All you gotta do is like talk real proper English, and you might be able to get through this. I think Discord was mostly outside of California. It is not mirror. It's not real. It's literally a ton of California people. Even the AX 21 plus. It's a bunch of Cali people, which is fine. I mean, I'm not hating on it or nothing like that, but it is. It's a bunch of Cali people. Um, so I'm not mad at it. It's just is what it is. Um, are there any good raves or parties in Anime Expo? Somebody asks that question every time. I got you. I don't know, GA. Hold on. First of all, if you're staying at the Westin, there's a party every night in the Westin. Like legit a party every single night in the Westin. But there is always on Reddit, and this is the old one. This is the old one. Okay. This year's. But every year, someone throws one of these together. It's the party sheet. Reddit has it every year. Every year there will be a party sheet. Every year it will tell you the dates of the party, location of the parties, and times. And then if there's a charge at the door. So this is just, and these are not Anime Expo parties, but they're parties that happen during Anime Expo weekend. You know what I mean? That's just what they are. So yes, there are tons of parties. Has anyone stayed at the old hotel before? I have not stayed at the old hotel, so I can't even answer that for you. Hmm. What rooms open closer to April? Anime Expo typically will add. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. I don't know, GA. It's like that. It's like that. Anime Expo will typically open. It's not that they'll open more rooms, but what happens is they'll add more hotels to the room block. And on occasion, they will add more rooms, but it's normally not for the residents or the JW or something like. Usually, those rooms aren't the ones that are being added. You'll see like a Hilton that's 10 miles away get added, and some rooms and stuff like that. Which day is the best for my son? Thursday, Friday. Don't bring him on Saturday. That is when the cosplays get very, very thin. Don't bring him on Saturday. Thursday, you could probably be a good day if you're a family person. Sunday is a good day if you're a family person. Don't do third. Don't do the other days though. Nah, those are Friday and Saturday. That's when the real cosplays come out. That's all I'm gonna say. That's when the cosplay warriors out here in these streets. Yeah, they get a little rough on Friday and Saturday. That's not for kids. Um, what time is the best to get there on Saturday or Sunday and not wait in a massive line? Anytime. Honestly, the only day that the convention has a very long line to get inside is Thursday. It's the only day. The other days, the line's not long at all. I don't care what, if you go at 9, 10, 11, 12, you'll be able to walk straight in any other day but Thursday. Thursday is the only day that the line is absolutely insane. 18 plus section. What? Stand to be investors. 18 plus section isn't what it is. So we live in a world now where you can watch 90% of stuff like that for free. So it's like, you really need to go to the 18 plus section? You got Google. Just Google it. I'm just saying. I'm not saying don't go do research. Because I personally will go back there and do slight research for the YouTube channel. So I can tell you guys about it. But Google it, man. Like, go go get in a panel. Go watch a premiere or something. Like 18 plus section. We are not 16, bro. Like, um, and that's it. We have caught up, guys. So, oh, if you guys saw that little Twitch thing pop up with antique achievements loading in, that is live stream on Twitch on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So, if you guys are interested in Outer Worlds, Hollow Knight, or Fallout, that is the stream to watch. Antique achievements. So, just gonna put this here. USC isn't a bad choice. I stayed there for college visit back when I was in high school. Though it's not downtown, good quality hotel. All right, no disrespect. Cool. That's a good idea. I mean, that's the benefit of actually having California people on the YouTube channel is you guys have that inside information. Like, hey, this place is okay. Hmm. Me personally, I can literally only speak to downtown. I remember the first few times I went to AX, folks went straight to Faku once the doors open on day one. The line was wrapped around the booth a few times. They still go to Faku on day one. I'm one of those. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I ain't never been to the Faku booth. I went to a Faku party. My first anime expo. Faku was hosting a party. I went to the party and I realized it was a regular ass party. I'm sitting there thinking it's gonna be on some Faku time, and it was not. Okay, it was just a regular ass party, which is cool, but like you know, do you really need to go to the Faku booth? Like it ain't that kind of necessary. Um, but we're gonna hop off, guys. It is 12 o'clock here where I am, tired, not feeling good, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I do appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here with the channel. We will be back on Tuesday. Our next convention is a horror convention, actually. So hopefully your boy does a little better. Um, 18 plus section at a manga store in Japan. Yeah, you got to. Japan's wild. They got like vending machines with underwear and shit in them. Like that's a different breed in Japan. This is my next anime table. Yes, I'm going to be the guy with the anime table at the horror convention. So, I mean, it's cool. Jonathan Majors is going to be there. So, we'll see. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. And Erica's probably going to be streaming this weekend. So, if you're into gaming or have cosplay questions, check out Eric's live stream, the AB3 gaming stream. Plays Apex, but he definitely answers cosplay questions while he's playing as well. So, see you guys in the next stream, man.